Well, g'day curd nerds, I'm Gavin Webber. Welcome to Ask the Cheeseman, where I sit here in the chair of cheesy wisdom and I answer all of your home cheese making questions. The first question today is from Dharma Yaffe, and Dharma says, "Hi Gavin, I know that I'm going to make just half of your recipe." I think she's referring to the feta recipe I put up recently, the goat's feta. Should I reduce the ingredients amounts and the brining time as well, but should I reduce the pressing time too? Does it affect the cheese texture? Thanks. So what I'll do, I'll generally answer this question for most of the recipes that I have. So it's just like baking a cake, basically. If you want to double the recipe, you can double it, but the cooking times and pressing times do matter. So let's go through them. So when it comes down to the ingredients, yes, you do have to double or half them, depending if you're reducing the recipe or increasing them. So you do need to do that. Insofar as the acidification time, it needs to be the same because you've scaled it, basically. Still needs to be the same amount of time. For the renneting time, it needs to be the same. For the stirring times, it needs to be the same. You need to get the same amount of whey out of the same volume of whey out of your curds. So all those times are the same. The draining times, they need to be the same. The pressing times need to be, need to be the same. The pressure will need to be the same. Depending on the size of the cheese, it'll be how many pounds of pressure. It'll need to be the same as well. You just adjust, just to have a look at the size of your cheese. Obviously, the smaller the cheese, you don't want to squeeze the bejeebers out of it. Most of the pressures that I put in the recipes, they're a mashup of different recipes I've gained from, say, the internet and from books, and I look at the best parts of recipes. So I look at the best pressing times and that sort of things, and basically find the best pressures that I can, experiment with it, and then give them to you guys from the results. So basically, those pressures are what I've applied using my spring press, and then allow you guys to figure it out from there. So, and that's for the size mold that I've used. So you'll have to figure it out from there. The brining times depends on the size of the cheese that you've made. So if it's a bit smaller, then reduce the brining time by half. If it's larger, then double the brining time, because you don't want too much salt in the cheese. So that's a basic guideline. For maturation, it'll be the same as per the recipe, the original recipe, because the cheese will probably take about that amount of time. Obviously, if you've made a super massive large cheese, it will take longer to mature than a tiny little cheese of the same type. Anyway, I hope that has helped, Dharma. Okay, the next question is from Brian Tremeling. Hope I pronounced that right, Brian. Brian said, "Hey Gavin, thanks for all the info. I made my first cheddar last night and am enjoying it. It seems to have come together well, even though I got it a little too warm at the beginning stage. My question is regarding to temperature in the aging process. I know you said 50 Fahrenheit for 3 months, but what range should it live in? 45 to 50, or can it be 40 to 60? Also, I really need to make one of those curd cutters. Mine were all different sizes last night." Okay. Ranges. No, we can't do ranges. They're in the army. The answer is, well, first of all, Brian, well done on making your first cheddar. Congratulations. It's always a big step in the right direction when you've made your first cheese. Now, unfortunately with cheeses, the temperature ranges for the recipes that I give are fairly tight. So for a cheddar, you can mature it at between 10 to 13 Celsius, which is between 50 and 55 Fahrenheit. That's about as much as I'd vary it, that's for sure. If you make it too hot, the lactic bacteria will multiply too fast and will produce too much acid, and it may be too bitter. If the temperature is too low, the bacteria will go dormant and they will slow down production of acid and conversion of the fats into the fantastic flavors that a cheddar is well known for. So you really do need to stick to those temperatures. They're tried and true through the ages since cheddar was first invented way back when in England. When it was invented, way back when. So yeah, you really can't vary from those, Brian. And that goes for most of the recipes, in fact all of them. Don't change the temperatures, because it's during the affinage stage when most people come unstuck that say, I was going fantastic up until I put it into the cheese fridge, and then I ask them what temperature you put it in, and usually they come back with a temperature that's different than the one that's in the recipe. So go figure. So yeah, check your temperature ranges, folks, and you'll find that if you can stick to them fairly well, then your cheeses will come out pretty good, I reckon. I check mine once a week, and that's about all you need to do. Just check your little thermometer inside the fridge. Make sure that you're at the right range. My cheese fridge stays between 10 and 13. If I'm making a special batch of camembert, I will then take it down to 7 and make sure there's no other cheeses in the fridge, because 7 degrees is what bloomy rind cheese is like. But other than that, I'll keep it at between 10 and 13, and that's where it stays. Other than that, I don't change it anything. Anyway, thanks for your question, Brian. Appreciate it, mate. Okay, the next question is from Spencer Herrick. Spencer is from YouTube somewhere. Hi, Gavin. Again, thanks for all the great videos you post. I have a question. Can you substitute the rennet tablets for the liquid in your recipes? The reason I ask, I had some old liquid rennet and it would not coagulate the milk, and I ended up wasting 2 gallons of milk. What are your thoughts? Well, Spencer, you definitely can use rennet tablets. They are a great little thing if you can't keep the liquid rennet cool. Rennet tablets have instructions on their packets for how much milk they can coagulate. I have some rennet tablets that I regularly use for mozzarella, and they actually ship with most of our kits because they're so simple to use. They're called Fromage 50. I think they're made in Italy, and each tablet can coagulate 50 litres of milk. Now, the good thing about them is they're scored into quarters, and so each quarter can coagulate 12.5 litres of milk, which is really good. So they do. So a quarter can do 10 litres. 10 litres is fine. It doesn't over rennet the milk. The good thing about that is they last a lot longer than liquid rennet. But however, there is a simple test that you can do to see if your liquid rennet is okay. I will be doing a video about it soon, but I'll just give you a quick heads up now in case anybody's watching and they're going, oh, well, hey, he's not telling us everything. So I will tell you everything. All you do is take a teaspoon of the milk you want to use, and just warm it up to room temperature, no hotter than that. So just room temperature. Put in about 3 drops of the liquid rennet, undiluted. Don't dilute it in water or anything like that. And within about 10 to 15 minutes, you should see it start to form a skin on top. And within 30 minutes, you should see it go solid into the curds you would normally see. Now, If it takes over an hour, then it's a pretty good bet that your rennet is spent and it probably won't work. So I'll do a video on how to check whether your rennet is viable, the liquid rennet is viable, and that'll come up soon. So the next time I do a cheese making session, I'll do a little side video for everybody. Anyway, thanks for your question, Spencer. So the patron of the week is Ted Roberts. Thanks for your support, Ted. If you'd like to support the channel so I can make new and interesting cheese and cheese-related content like this one, then please support me via Patreon. If you like this video, then give it a big thumbs up. And if you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be reminded when I release each and every cheesy video. Well, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds, and I'll see you next week.